Hello everybody on YouTube and all the NFL YouTube prognosticators and NFL fans everywhere. This is Andrew Warren, back here once again, and I'm giving you the 10 things I expect to happen in the 2017 NFL season. I already gave you my predictions about the division standings and my early playoff predictions, but now I'm going to give you what I expect, at least 10 things, what I think it's going to happen in the 2017 season. So, what I'm expecting is not like Super Bowl championships or anything like that. I expect to be a player, coach, or maybe a team in general, be an underdog or something like that, or maybe a team I expect to do something or so. Anyways, so these are my 10 things I expect what's going to happen in the 2017 NFL season. First thing I expect, the Tennessee Titans get on the bandwagon. So that's what I'm expecting, that all the non-football fans, or at least some football fans, or not a fan of the Tennessee Titans, will be on a bandwagon this year. I think the Tennessee Titans are the true Cinderella story of this season. Everyone is sleeping on them right now, and I expect that to pull off a wild card or maybe a division that nobody will be eligible of surprise or something like that, because they picked up some great teams in the draft. They picked up like guys like, I'm trying to think who the hell they picked up. I think it was Corey Davis they signed from LSU. No, Western Michigan. I take that back. So they drafted a guy like them, which they needed a wide receiver for Marcus Mariota to help them around on the offensive side of the ball. And the defense is going to click in. So I think everything is going to go right for Tennessee. I think they're gonna have a true Cinderella story. I expect them to win more than 9 games this year. Probably 11-5 or 10-6. I expect something like that for the Tennessee Titans. And I think Tennessee is gonna probably pull off one of the biggest underdog stories of the year. And they're probably gonna try to make a run for the playoffs. They're probably gonna get a wild card or something like that, which brings them from the division rivals. Number 2, the Houston Texans finally trying to reach the playoffs with the team that desperately needed. Well, I'm not going to lie. Well, I expect to... Well, my opinion about the Houston Texans, they may get over the hump of the divisional round and go to the AFC Championship, I'm thinking. Previously, I said Pittsburgh, but I look at the roster now. They got a rookie quarterback they finally drafted. They drafted I'm trying to think the name. Oh, Deshaun Watson from Clemson, who just recently won a championship over there for Clemson recently, this past January. And I expect he's going to try to get them to the promised land or something like that, or at least try to get over the hump to the divisional round, unless they get stopped by New England Patriots again. But I expect them to try to at least get a number 2 spot or something. They're going to fight with Pittsburgh with that, I believe. And I believe this is going to be something that's going to be really going to be having Houston going again. They finally drafted a quarterback. They finally got someone that they needed to trust on. I think, which I duly believe, that Deshaun Watson is going to be the guy for Houston. He makes like a good choice for Houston to do. So I think that's where we're going to go from there. And speaking of Deshaun Watson, he's on my next one. Number 3, Deshaun Watson and Corey Davis battling for the Offensive Rookie of the Year. I think these are the 2 best players who are coming out of the draft. I really do believe that. I expect something to have a lot differently than they have in the recent draft picks. But I'm not gonna lie about this one. I think this is a very good draft pick. I expected this to be one of the best draft classes they've got. Not only they got Corey Davis from Tennessee, they got Deshaun Watson from Houston. They have I think somebody at tight end I had my eye on, O.J. Howard from Tampa Bay, who got drafted from Tampa Bay in there, who was pretty good. So, and they got in Jacksonville, who they got was Leonard Fournette from LSU. So they have some great players in there, and of course Kansas City, Patrick Mahomes II, who got drafted out of Texas Tech. So, hey, you never know. He may beat out Alex Smith or something like that. Which brings me to number 4 in this one. A quarterback controversy in Kansas City. I think this is going to be a quarterback controversy going on. Going to be happening for Alex Smith and Patrick Mahomes II. I think Patrick Mahomes II really wants that quarterback job. I could just see in his eyes right now that when he got drafted, he really wanted to get that beat out Alex Smith. He may possibly do it, but you never know from there. They had same situations from Montana to Young and Greg Morton and Roger Staubach and Bledsoe and Brady and Flutie and Rob Johnson and things like that. But I expect this is going to be a really interesting controversy going on. I think both Alex Smith and Patrick Mahomes II, I can see a good future in Kansas City for him. I think he's going to be one of the guys that they desperately needed to do. But it's going to be a battle of the quarterbacks in Kansas City. I expect to have a great preseason from both of them. So this is going to be very interesting how they turn out and go from there. But Patrick Mahomes, a bright future in Kansas City. I could see him beat out Alex Smith for some reason. I have no idea why, but a lot of crazy things happen in the NFL. I can definitely tell you that. All right, number 5. Okay, number 5. The Philadelphia Eagles defense clicks in. All right, they got their offense going from Philadelphia last year, but they still need to work on the defense, which they did in the draft. So now they have a young defense. I think their defense is going to be really talented in the future. I think that Carson Wentz is going to have a bright future for Philadelphia. I think there's going to be a lot more from Philadelphia to come, and I think Philadelphia is going to be a team to look out for in the upcoming years in the future. But I think they may get a wild card spot, at least try to fight for it, for the division rival for the New York Giants. But a lot of crazier things happen and everything like that, but I expect the defense will finally get things rolling around for Philadelphia. Trying to be more comfortable with Carson Wentz, and now that Carson Wentz has a defense to help him out. So I think this is going to be very interesting how the defense side of the ball for Philadelphia is going to turn out and everything going on there. And of course, number 6. I expect Dak Prescott to get suspended, but still rush over 2,000 yards. Yes, I know they have a lot of issues going on with Dak Prescott going on and everything like that. And, not for nothing, but, I expect Dak Prescott to get suspended, at least for a game or two, maybe 4, the most. But I still expect him to get more than 2,000 yards this season. Call me crazy, though. I know there's a lot of people saying, but I think he's going to be really good once he comes back from his suspension, because I think he's going to be suspended for at least 4 to 2 games. But I still think he's going to pull out 2,000 yards for some reason, and that offense is still going to keep going. Let me see that. All right, okay. All right. Number 7. What I expect. Oh, I just had an... Where did I go? Where did I put it minutes ago? Oh! Let me see. Number 7. Where did I had it? Just look down in there. Down in there. Oh, yeah. Big Ben could be retiring. Well, I'm not going to lie. Big Ben, one of the toughest quarterbacks I've seen in the NFL. Maybe this could be his last year. He takes one so many injuries, but he's like a bully. You beat him in a duel, he'll probably still get up or something like that. But, the NFL, with all the concussion issues and all the injuries going on, people are retired from injuries early and getting out early because of concussions and everything like that. But I think that if this keeps going with the injuries for Big Ben, I expect him to retire maybe next year. But at the same time, I'm expecting not. It's a 50-50 shot. So it's like a big question mark for Big Ben. Is this Big Ben's last year? I'm not saying he's going to be done. I'm not saying that. If he does come back, that wouldn't surprise me. But in the same time, if he retires, that wouldn't surprise me either way. So it's like a mixed emotion about that. But I'm still going to roll with Pittsburgh on this one. Because at number 8, Le'Veon Bell gets an extension that he needs. This is the guy that Pittsburgh really needs in the running back position. If they're looking for the next Jerome Bettis, Le'Veon Bell is the guy. You need him to be on the scene. But all in all, though, Le'Veon Bell this is a guy I expect to be be a top 5 in the draft. I expect him to do better than he did last year. Le'Veon Bell, one of the best running backs in the league right now. And so I think he's going to be really potential. I really think he's going to be really stopping everything on the game. But I don't know what is going on with him. No matter what happens, though, I think he's going to be really expecting what happen. So I think he's going to have a really better year. Maybe a better year than last year he did. Maybe I'm hoping he can get at least over 2,000 yards. I expect that more coming from him. But I see Le'Veon Bell in the next 2 or 3 and maybe 4 years that he's going to be one of the best running backs in this league right now. So that's what I expect. And number 8. Oh wait, I think I did number 8. Excuse me. Number 9. Who I expect. Teddy Bridgewater coming back from that one of the worst injuries in preseason or NFL history. Alright, no question about it. I know the Vikings have a little quarterback problem right now with Teddy Bridgewater down and everything like that. And they got Sam Bradford going in there. And of course, but if Teddy Bridgewater is ready to go, expect Teddy Bridgewater and what Adrian Peterson did in 2012. I expect something like that happening to Teddy Bridgewater. This is something he's going to really want to do really bad. Desperately. He's been trying desperately to get back in the NFL ranks. Which I think this is going to be the year. And I truly believe that this is going to work out what Teddy Bridgewater is hoping. He's going to get comeback player of the year. Probably one of the greatest comebacks in NFL history. Than what I tell you right now. Alright, number 10. Number 10. I was thinking. Now, Myles Garrett and Hanson Reddick. I expect those two to one of those two to get Defensive Rookie of the Year. All right, I'm not gonna lie with this one either. This draft was mostly like a defensive draft, pretty much. They have a lot of great guys on defense. They got Andrew Jackson, who got drafted by USC, got the Titans and went to USC. They had they have Myles Garrett from Cleveland, and there's Derek Bennett from Philadelphia, and there's Hanson Reddick from Arizona, like I just mentioned. But I expect Hanson Reddick and Myles Garrett to get a Defensive Rookie of the Year, because I think this is going to be the really good defensive core, one of those two. I see them have a bright future from both franchises, pretty much, for their own right. But this is going to be that they need both teams really need it on their positions really bad. Like Cleveland really needs a defensive end really bad, and I think Myles Garrett could fit in, but it's Cleveland. So, but I'm not gonna lie, Cleveland needed what they needed to do on the draft, so they needed to fix that defense. That was like one of the worst defenses I've seen last year from Cleveland. So that's definitely a help for Cleveland, but I expect Cleveland not to be great right now, but maybe if this defense works really well for Cleveland, though, I expect Cleveland to have a great defense and maybe in the top, like be a top 5 defense in the next 3 years or so. And of course, as I get to Hanson Reddick from a linebacker from Temple, the thing that they needed last year that caused problems that they didn't make the playoffs last year. So this is going to be a team that's going to be desperately really needed, that I expect to do really well on the linebacker course, because that was a problem for them last year, is the linebacker. I think that was the reason why they didn't really make the playoffs last year, and the reason why they struggled. So, don't get me wrong, Bruce Arians is a great coach, but they really needed to fix that defense really well, and I think they desperately needed that the Cardinals desperately needed for that. So this could work out. But that was my 10 picks, but I got a couple honorable mentions. The Houston Texans, not Houston Texans, the Atlanta Falcons offense, not the same last year. I'm not going to lie. They had a couple of retirements. They had White retiring, I think. And, without Wilkins, they're not going to be the same. I believe it's going to be a huge loss for the Atlanta Falcons to lose him and everything like that, A lot of retirement. They had a couple of retirements. I expect that not going to be the great offense that they were last. Another honorable mention, the Houston Texans making it to the to the AFC Championship. I expect something like it, make a better run than they have in the last few years. And of course, the easiest schedule in the league is the Indianapolis Colts. And I will tell you this, if they don't get a winning season or make the playoffs, Chuck Pagano is gone. I expect that to happen. Now, if the Colts don't make the playoffs, Indianapolis Colts, and it was, I don't know what they're going to do from there. I don't think the players are not really connecting with Chuck Pagano in that franchise right now. So this is something they need to fix or something like that or anything. So I expect those are a couple honorable mentions I mentioned. But anyways, those are my 10 things I expect in the NFL this season. Hope you enjoyed it. It was just a quickie I can do because I'm here and there lately. So anyways, this will wrap up my Andrew Warren's 10 things I expect to happen in the NFL this year. Hope you enjoyed it. Until then, I'll be out for a little while. I don't know when. Well, I'll be back. Maybe from week 1. I don't really know, but we'll wait and see. And until then,